Thank you for joining me for another Garden Railways episode. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. It's been very wet the last few days. I'm just having a little explore to see if there's any damage or anything. I think everything is looking good. If you've been keeping up with this project, you'll know that all the track bed work is complete in this area, this new junction, and I've been looking at the running line all the way around the shed and through Linleys main station. It really has been wet the last few days. I've hardly been out in the garden at all. But hopefully this afternoon it's brighter, so should be able to crack on with a few more bits on this current project. Now then, don't cringe when you look at this. Yes, so this is a very rough mock-up of the double diamond crossover junctions that I'll be installing here. I won't be doing it this year. I'll have these two running lines through, which are the suburban up and back. These main lines I won't be dealing with this year, so I don't need a diamond, but I need to make sure that the track alignment coming off the end of the platform and beginning that curve around is just sweet and in the right place, and that I've got the grooves in the right place, because it's the grooves that are next important for getting the cables in. What I've realised is the grooves that I cut a year or two back are not quite in the right place. These are okay, just about, but the ones a little bit further up towards the curve are not quite in the right place. So the easy option for me is to fill in the old ones and recut new ones just perfectly where I want them. So that's the next bit of work to do, I think. Yeah, some of these grooves don't quite line up, unfortunately, at all. So yeah, I may have to kind of fudge things around a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the grooves for the mainline tracks. It's just the suburban cabling I'm going to do next. Oh, right. Let's get this out of the way and see what those little initial lines look like. Right, they don't quite line up, and the lines I need, the groove lines I need, don't quite line up with the ones I have cut before. But that's okay, I can fill in the old ones. There's not much left actually, the old ones, and recut the new just exactly where I want them. Not sure the chalk is working very well. I think I'm just finger painting in the mud. Well, that's made a bit of a mess. Two grooves cut. Right, well, it'll become clear in a later video, probably the next one, why this groove needs to be slightly deeper, wider than that one, two cable bundles. But I'll explain that in a later video. Right, let's see what that looks like. Let's get this piece of track work, crazy track work, back in place, just to see how the cable grooves look. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. That is good. With that, not done a main line, and I need to worry about the crossover diamond, power feed and cable bits, but I can worry about that later on. Well, you know, things come to mind, spot things. Don't I always cut things out, put things back, cut things out, put things back? Well, I'm going to do it again. I've just looked at the alignment of the side blocks here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks really just pushing in on the track alignment a little bit, not too much. They would have been okay if I'd have done things differently with this junction, but no, I'm going to take those 5 blocks out, and while they're out, put some trunking in for some power for lighting for the station. Oh my goodness, oh so much planning. Yep, so get this out of the way and I'll tell you what I'm going to do over there. In a previous set of videos, about a year or so ago, take a look at the Linleys Garden Station playlist. I've designed some buildings, or part designed some buildings anyway, to go here for the station, the main concourse, the station buildings, booking office, etc., goods buildings. And I mocked up a wooden version of the pedestrian footbridge. Not going to work on that anymore for the moment, other priorities, but I do want to include the power feed for the station lighting on the platform and station lighting on the buildings. The reason for that is, it's all part of planning, is that the grooves will cut across the grooves I've going to use for the cable control circuitry, and I can't cut lateral sideways grooves while the cables are in place. Can't be done. So I need to cut the grooves next, and while I'm doing that I might as well put the conduit in as well. Follow along, it'll all make sense. It's making sense in here. For the 2 platforms and the station buildings, I want to provide power just for LED lighting. The power will come up through the middle of the platform, just buried in grooves, and then I'll deal with that later on. So that's one set of grooves I want, just not too big, not as big as these grooves. The platform footbridge will here and here, so I'll just go underneath that. That's fine, I might as well do that now anyway, but more importantly, I need to cut the sideways grooves, because I can't cut the sideways grooves easily while the cable is in here. A cable bundle is in here. I just cut through the cable, obviously. So I'm going to cut these as well now. Ready. Keep breaking the chalk. Also, I'm going to inset a piece of this small bore trunking below the block, and to come up here for the station platform, so I'll take that out as well. Not just because the blocks are just pinching in a little bit on the track, but I need to move the block really to get this trunking in. I'm going to take out a few. So this one, well I need that one out anyway. This one, and maybe that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. I just cut them out now. Here we go again. The overcutting of the grooves a little bit, nature of the disc, obviously the round shape of the disc. So all I do is I overcut in whatever direction I need, block up, and then just repoint that up tidily afterwards. Well, I'm hoping these will come out quite easily. This one thought I'd come out as well. Yep, just a little bit, so might as well take it out. I need to reuse these stone blocks, so all I'll do is just remove the old mortar. Hopefully this comes off easily. Yeah, there we are. Good. That alignment is much, much better now. I'm pleased, that's good. Next up is the conduit for the lighting cables, I think. Right, where is this little pipe thing going to go? Just around there somewhere, I think. So if that block does go there, then it needs to go there. I want the tube to come out literally like a mouse hole, flush with the top of this. I'm not going to set it in because I don't want it to be in a dip to collect water or grime. So it's going to literally low level come out just above track bed height, just there. And then it'll go off. I'll leave this a bit longer and it'll go off to the station building somewhere. Excellent. Good. All I need to do now is cut the rest of this groove out while this block's not in. See this? I found it. My little trowel. It's had its third or fourth piece of electrical tape wrapped around the handle, but I'm pleased to found it. It was in the bucket. I got so many buckets. It was inside the bucket. Right. I've made a small mix. That's all the cement I had. Error. Should have bought some more before. Hopefully I've got enough to at least do a little bit here and a little bit of the pointing up of the old grooves that I don't want. We'll see how far this goes. Whoops. Don't really want that full of concrete, do we? Job done. The cable for the power for the little lights, will come out and go directly down then into that groove. See? Hardly notice a little wire there coming across. Perfect. I'll leave that full length for the time being That's a nice tidy job done. And the alignment of those stones way better than the alignment that I'd left them before. It's a bit of a shame I didn't have enough mix to fill in the redundant cable grooves, but no matter, I can do that another time. Don't need to worry straight away. The next thing to work on is measuring up to begin the first cable bundle construction. Let's do that now. The first cable bundle I'm going to make is the one that caters for the station for the suburban line on this direction. All the cable bundles that I'm going to work on for the time being will come out from Linleys signal box, which is just here. It's a bit untidy. I've been doing some roof work on the back of the studio, so sorry about the mess. If you've seen older videos that I put out about a year ago, you'll understand the some of the technology behind the Linleys station signal box area. I won't go into all of that again right now. I'll summarise in a later video. But all of the cable bundles for the loop and coming back will come out from this signal box, and I'm going to mark with my chalk the main routes for the first one that comes out from the box, underground, through the tubes, back onto the surface, and then through the first part of the cable groove pretty well to the end of the suburban platform just there. All of the measurements that I do for my cable bundles have a datum point, a start point, a point where everything gets measured from, and that's basically the point where the cable leaves the track bed and goes off to wherever the signal box is, and that's sometimes along the length of the cable bundle, and the cable bundle divides and goes one way and the other. Sometimes it's off the end, depending on the context. The datum point for this first cable bundle is exactly here. This is where the cables will come up through the ground to this junction point in the ground here, and back out. There are some cable entry points, exit points just here, slightly gooed up with muck, of course, and they'll come back out and off up the track. So this is, breaking the chalk again, this is the measurement datum point. I have measured, and I demonstrated this in a previous video, probably about a year ago, the distance from this point, in fact this point, below through into this junction point here, back up the main conduit piping and up into the signal box. I measured that before. I will double check that, but I've got those notes. I think what I'll do is, as I record these dimensions, I'll pop them on screen so you can kind of see how it fits with the basic overall geometry of the cable bundle and the various features and parts and spin-offs and sensors and all sorts of bits along the line. Okay, so that's the datum point. The next point that I'm going to mark is the location of the signals. So here's the end of the platform. That's the end of the platform on the suburban running line. So I will assume that there'll be a signal somewhere here, just on the platform or off the platform. So at this point, I need to be able to have a spur off to the signal. So for each measurement is a simple case of measuring. Now I need extra cable to the signals, but that's okay. I usually have 300 or 400 mil for that. So 6800, that's a key point. That intersection there, position of that intersection there is very important. Right, that's good. Okay, so that's the first key dimension. From the datum up to where the signal spur is. I need also the length of the spur from the track join here into the signal box, and there are other dimensions that I need as well, but they will relate to the standard dimensions that I run. There are 5 track circuit sensor points for the trains, and they relate very specifically to various points along the section, and I don't have to measure them. I define where they are by measurement, by predetermined measurement, so I won't be measuring them on the track bed just yet. Done really well today. I'm pleased with that. Blocks in, grooves cut, some of the dimensions already measured up. What I'll do now is I'll work out the rest of the dimensions for the other parts of the cable bundle, define exactly what I need to do, and then set to the next time I'm out in the garden making the first cable bundle. That'll be awesome to get those done. Right, well, first drawing's done, all the dimensions are worked out. I've just popped back out to check a couple, but they're all sweet, really happy. So I will crack on with the first cable bundle in the next video. If you're not sure about any of the designs of the system or any of the other parts of the layout, do check some of the other playlists on the channel, because there's a lot of information there for you to look at. Thanks for watching this time, and from the Linleys Garden Railway, bye for now.